if you had a parent or a caretaker who consistently talked down to you when you were young, you might not realize the extent to which you do the same thing to your partner in your relationship. So we get these patterns in our brains when we're very young, and the patterns are often just kind of a replication of however someone treated me when I was like 5 or 6 years old. Because when we're young, our brains are developing incredibly rapidly, and we're like sponges. We soak up all these different behavioral patterns that we're exposed to, and specifically, a child's brain is out looking for ways to have influence and power in the world, and so it looks at the most powerful people it sees, which is usually parents. At least in the child's life, the person who has the most power over a child is usually the parent, and so the child's brain is like, how do I have power in the world? Oh, look, this person has power over me, so I'm going to do what they do. That's kind of the natural way that a brain develops. And so, if you had someone who talked down to you as a way of having influence or control over you, then your brain picks that up and you get kind of this groove or pattern in your brain, and you're going to have this instinctive automatic reaction of talking down to people when you're trying to have influence over them. And as an adult, one of the people that you try to influence the most is going to be your partner. And so if this was your childhood, you will probably have an instinct of just kind of talking down to your partner without really even knowing it. You might be pretty blind to the extent to which you do this. And so, this is something that I will often point out to someone in a therapy session, and just acknowledge that you probably are not really aware of how condescending you are towards your partner. And sometimes in response, that person might say, well, I don't want to come across that way, but it's deeper than coming across, because it's actually a reflection of the way you think about this person, the way you feel about your status as compared to your partner's status. And so it's a pretty good sized chunk of the population that generally considers themselves to be superior to their partner. And it just has a very strong dampening or harmful effect on the quality of the relationship. So if you suspect that might be you, see if you can get some sort of honest opinion. See if you can get someone who's willing to tell you the truth, to talk to you about, am I more condescending? Do I talk down to my partner to a greater extent than what I'm aware? Because it's something that really needs to change.